today I want to talk about what should a Christian woman be wearing and my modesty journey so far. So obviously I have on a very nice modest top, right? But what I really want to talk about is how we should clothe ourselves in love and kindness, okay? So the reason I started my modesty journey was mostly because I was having problems at the gym where my thigh was going numb, and I was doing research about this. I was like, maybe I have poor circulation, right? So then one of the things that helps with that is how you shouldn't be wearing tight clothing, and I would wear spandex and like a sports bra right to the gym. So then I was like, okay, let me wear looser shorts. I got looser shorts, that's more modest than spandex, right? And then I started wearing like a looser gym top instead of the tight tops that I was wearing. But then when I would leave the gym, I was leaving the gym in like these really short shorts. So then I was like, well, let me get some more modest shorts, a little bit longer. And then it kind of just went from there. And then I got like modest clothes and stuff. But then what I found happening was I was just getting really stressed out about the clothes that I was wearing and like if they're modest or not. And modesty is obviously very subjective. So I had bought a lot of clothes, and then I was like, I don't even know if these are actually modest or not, right? And so I was just being very obsessed with my appearance and focusing a lot on my appearance. And I always pride myself in like looking nice and having a nice outfit and having nice style, right? And then I was like, am I focusing too much on my appearance? And so then I was even starting to think like, this is like a modest shirt in the sense that it's covered up and it's not a crop top, right? But then I'm like, is this technically modest? Because it's kind of like, I guess, not flashy, but kind of being like, oh my God, everyone look at me, because I wear a lot of bright colored clothes. I don't own any black clothes except for when I have to go to my waitressing job, I have to wear all black. And like, I don't own any like brown clothes and stuff like that. I like to wear like fun colors or like a white top. So then I was like, is this even considered modest, right? And I was just getting very stressed out about this stuff. But then I was just trying to think to myself, like, it's okay to have style and it's okay to be fashionable. Because I see some women at the church, not to judge people, but like just seeing them wearing like very baggy clothes and like baggy t-shirts and stuff like that. And then I just start to think like, is that what I'm supposed to be wearing? Because that's kind of like, you draw less attention to yourself than wearing like a nice top like this. But then I just had to tell myself like, it is okay to still be stylish and it's okay to still have style even on your modest journey, right? But so then I started realizing that there are more important things than modesty and modest clothing. And I actually read this in the Bible yesterday, which is what I want to get into. Colossians chapter 3 verse 12, you must clothe yourselves with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. And then a little bit down it says, above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds us all together in perfect harmony. And so it just made me realize that I need to focus more on being kind and being patient and being loving and not be focusing so much on my appearance. Wearing modest clothes doesn't make you a good Christian. You're a better Christian if you're nicer to people. And what I also found myself doing was, once I started this modest journey, was then I was kind of judging other girls that were kind of wearing more revealing top. For example, this one woman that I had as a customer, I was kind of judging her. But, looking back, she was a very nice lady and she was very sweet, and she had very good energy and good spirits, So at the end of the day, it's better to dress in modestly, but be a nice person and to be kind and to be loving than it is to have on the most modest outfit in the world, but to be mean to people and to be rude and to be impatient with others and just like irritable and getting angry at people, right? And so obviously, the best thing to do is to have a modest outfit and also be nice to people. So that's what I'm trying to do. Like I already got the clothes, whatever. So I'm ready to focus on being a more loving person. But if you're new to Christianity, I feel like a lot of the times women, they start with like their wardrobe and their appearance, when that's just not the most important thing. It's obviously good to be modest because we don't want to be seeking male validation. We want to please God and not men. And something in the past would be, maybe you're wearing a revealing top because you want male validation. This would be something that would happen for me when I would go to a party, like in college, or to go to the bars. That would be the times when I would wear a more revealing outfit because of the fact of wanting male validation. And then specifically at the bars, like maybe you'd want somebody to come up to you and get you a free drink, right? But I don't even party anymore, and I don't even go to the bars anymore, and now I want to be 100% sober, so I don't need to worry about that stuff, right? But then we also have the internalized male gaze. So I don't like when women come on here and say, or men even come on here and say, like, you're dressing that way for male validation, because that's not always true. Sometimes we just dress a certain way just because we're just kind of following the trends, and we're just kind of following what other people do, and we just think that it looks good on us. But I would say the reason that I was thinking that these immodest clothes looked better on me is just because of the internalized male gaze, which is basically you have like a man inside of your brain that's like looking at you, and you're basically looking at yourself the way a man would. That's what's called internalized male gaze. So for example, when I started wearing the more looser tops at the gym, I would obviously have a sports bra under it, but I'd look at myself in the mirror and I would think to myself, like, I look better with just the shorts and the sports bra, and then when I put on this shirt over it, like, I look worse and I look bad. But then I just had to tell myself that was just the internalized male gaze, right? And you want to look at your face. Obviously, if you have a beautiful face, like, you're always beautiful no matter what outfit you're wearing, right? And God obviously thinks that everyone is beautiful because he created us in our image, and he created us, and then he said, this is good. I saw that this is good, right? So now I just want to backtrack a bit. So after I got all these modest clothes, then we were going into the city, me and my mom and my dad, to go and meet my brother out to lunch with him and his girlfriend, because we live in New Jersey, but he moved out, so now he lives in the city. And so I had on like my modest outfit, whatever, even though my top is kind of like debatable modesty, but I'm just gonna say it's modest and whatever, like, that's fine, because I'm not focusing on being super strict, because I don't think it's the most important thing anymore, right? But so in my mind, I'm thinking that, like, oh, I'm a good Christian now because I'm so modest, right? But so I find myself getting irritable and frustrated with my family members. But so my dad was already at the train, and me and my mom were walking there, and my mom just walks really slowly, and we don't have time to be walking slow because we were gonna miss the train. So I'm kind of getting frustrated, and I'm kind of yelling at her, and luckily we were able to make the train because of the fact that my dad was already there, and so he held the train up for us. So we were like a minute late, and then I was there because I was running. My mom wasn't running. Then she gets up and she said that she had fell, and nobody helped her because I obviously ran away from her because I'm trying to catch the train, and she said that she was running, and then she fell. And so I was just being kind of nasty, and I wasn't showing compassion to her that she fell because I was just frustrated. And it's kind of like, you can't be dilly-dallying when you have to get the train. And my mom always just walks slow, and I walk very fast, and I'm, I guess, naturally an impatient person, so I just get frustrated really quickly, and then it causes me to act mean and to act nasty, mostly towards my family members or people closest to me, like if I'm close with a friend or my boyfriend, right? And so I obviously don't want to be like this anymore because it's not loving and it's not godly to be acting that way. And so I'm acting frustrated and kind of being mean towards my mom, right? Then on the train, I'm just like, let me read my Bible a little bit to kind of give me the strength to get through the day. And so I didn't know what I should read. I was reading it on the Bible app, and so they have on there like verse of the days, right? And so it was Galatians chapter 5 verse 23. So I was just like, let me read this whole chapter. So let me just read it to you guys, not the whole chapter, but the part that spoke to my spirit. So this is Galatians chapter 5 verse 19. When you follow the desires of your sinful nature, the results are very clear: sexual immorality, impurity, lustful pleasures, idolatry, sorcery, hostility, quarreling, jealousy, outbursts of anger, selfish ambition, dissension, division, envy, drunkenness, wild parties, and other sins like these. Let me tell you again, as I have before, that anyone living that sort of life will not inherit the kingdom of God. So for me, the things that were sticking out to me would be like hostility, quarreling, outburst of anger, right? And then it says, but the Holy Spirit produces this kind of fruit in our lives: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And so I read that, then I'm trying to be nicer. So praying for the strength to be nicer and to have patience and stuff like that. So then I ended up apologizing to my mom, because at first I didn't want to say sorry to her about how she fell, because it's not my fault that she fell, right? But then I was just kind of putting myself in her shoes. Obviously she's upset. She's feeling unloved by me and my dad, because her and my dad don't really have a good relationship. And I think she's more mad at my dad than me. But so then I just apologized to her, like, oh, I'm sorry that you fell. And then it made her feel a little bit better. And I just had to think to myself, like, because sometimes I have problems with saying sorry to people, but it's better to just say sorry than to make another person feel loved than to be right, And even if you think you didn't do anything wrong, it's just better to say sorry. And even when listening to the Christian music, there's this Christian song where it was like a rap song. It says like a wise man is going to say sorry a lot. So I just was thinking about that. So then we got off our first train and it was time to transfer at Newark for the next train. But we went to the bathroom beforehand really quickly. And there's this woman in the bathroom singing and clapping, Jesus is the name, Jesus is the name, Jesus is the name. And so it was making me happy that she was singing that. And I was like, oh, this is because I'm reading the Bible, and it was just kind of like the presence of God, and it was making me happy, right? So I'm trying to stay in good spirits, right? And be loving and happy. Then we get to New York City, and then I'm started to get frustrated again at my mom, because she's telling me that I have to be careful about where I'm stepping, and that I'm stepping on poop and all this stuff, even though I don't think I was. And it's just like, it's just the ground, right? So then I find myself kind of getting frustrated and starting to be a little bit nasty again. Then this guy is on the phone and he's saying to someone, he's like, you're not listening. You're not effing listening. And to me, it just was like kind of like God coming through the phone to me. Like he just put it on my heart to be loving and to not be angry, at my family members. And then I started being angry again, and so then this person is in my life now screaming like, you're not listening, and so then I just have to, start to pray again for the Lord to give me the strength to be a loving person, right? And so basically for me, I just realized I have to make time for self-care, which is important to do, like in the morning, try to really come up with some type of morning routine so that, once I'm in better spirits, I'll be less likely to be irritable and frustrated with people, as opposed to if I just went out into the day and I didn't really do some type of morning routine, right? And I also want to start spending some more time in nature, so that's why I'm in the park right now. But so this happened, guys, and then I'm also now a high school leader at the church. So I went to this event that they had, and they had like a pastor from another church come in and give a sermon, right? And then he literally was talking about the verse of Galatians, basically what I just said. It was like a chapter 5, and it was like I read that verse, and then the guy was screaming, you're not listening, and then it was the same verse again, and this was all on the same day. So I just thought that was like really, like God really showing me that I have to, just focus on being more loving, right? And so this was maybe like 2 weeks ago, right? And then I read yesterday about how you need to clothe yourself in love. So then today, when I was reading the Bible, I read 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and it says, love is the greatest. If I could speak all the languages of earth and of angels, but didn't love others, I would only be a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I had the gift of prophecy, and if I understood all of God's secret plans and possessed all knowledge, and if I had such faith that I could move mountains, but didn't love others, I would be nothing. If I gave everything I have to the poor and even sacrificed my body, I could boast about it. But if I didn't love others, I would have gained nothing. And then it just says, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way, It is not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wronged. And then a little bit down it says, love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. And so then it says, prophecy and speaking in unknown languages and special knowledge will become useless, but love will last forever. Then later it says, 3 things will last forever, faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. So obviously it's not going to list like every single thing that somebody could do that's amazing, but then say like, if you don't love others, then it's useless. But to me, I was just reading like, I could have on the most modest outfit in the world, but if I didn't love others, then it would be useless and it wouldn't mean anything, right? And so that's what I just wanted to talk about today and share with you all, that like, yes, it's good to have on a modest outfit, whatever, because you want to please God and you don't want to be obsessed with male validation. But at the end of the day, it is better to be a nice person and it is better to be loving. So if you are struggling with loving others, then you should put your focus on that and focus more on being kind and, you know, taking care of yourself so that you're able to take care of others, and so you're able to be patient with others. Something else I want to start to do is like meditate more, because I have done that in the past and I feel like it did help me to be less irritable, right? But and then also with the whole modesty thing, then I was shopping so much and I literally made myself sick from shopping so much. But now what I want to do is only shop from the thrift store, and I should only go shopping like once a month or something. Probably not even that. I mean, I have enough clothes now. So, and I got rid of all my crop tops, whatever. But yeah, just focus on loving others and clothe yourself with strength and dignity and love and kindness, and, you know, don't be so stressed out like, isn't my outfit super modest? You know, do your best. You know what is right in your heart, and God looks at the heart anyways. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. Please let me know if this video was helpful for you, and comment any other videos that you want to hear me making. Thanks. Bye.